Pope Francis actually splitting up the church? Or is he calling us to live out the real message of the gospel? Some argue his style undermines traditional values. But looking at scripture, his teachings are the very essence of Christianity. Before we write him off as a political, let's have a closer examination of what he really believes. Why even conservatives agree with him. First, Pope Francis, his teachings are deeply rooted in scriptures that are not political ideology. His emphasis is on caring for the poor, welcoming migrants, and protecting creation aligns directly with Christian values. The Bible commends believers to welcome the stranger. Matthew 25:35. Be good stewards of the earth, Genesis 2:15, and prioritize love over exclusion, Mark 20:31. These are not leftist ideals. These are core principles of Christianity that transcend political divides. Second, the suggestion that Pope Francis has divided Catholics ignores the fact that the Church has consistently grappled with the issues of today's morality and society. His stances on matters such as climate change and immigration are not radical departures, but an expansion of an established Catholic social teaching. Earlier popes, such as John Paul II and Benedict XVI, also spoke of environmental stewardship and the dignities of migrants without being accused of watering down the Church's mission. The actual divide is from those who oppose these values because they are incompatible with political ideologies. Further, the assertion that Pope Francis's message is incompatible with conservatives is very inaccurate. In fact, many Republicans, particularly Catholic conservatives, agree with his positions on central moral issues. Most Republicans are with Pope Francis on the sanctity of life, religious liberty, and family values. Second, Catholic social teaching has long balanced concern for the poor with personal responsibility, which resonates with many conservatives. Even when it comes to global warming, many Republican voters test in favor of environmental stewardship as a matter of moral conviction. Lastly, the notion that America's first is permanent Christian values disregards the universal nature of the Catholic Church. The Church does not exist by national borders, it exists for universal human dignity. Pope Francis is not advancing a political agenda, he's calling the faithful to live the gospel in the modern world. Leadership based on strong scripture does not equate to abandoning contemporary challenges. It equates to bringing timeless truths to bear on them. Pope Francis is not weakening the Church, he's reinforcing its mission. Faith is not about partisanship. It's about truth, justice, and love. And that is exactly what he has championed. Pope Francis is not a Democrat, nor is he a leftist activist. In fact, when you truly examine his message, find that his values align more with conservatism than with progressive ideology. He stands unwaveringly for sanctity of life, defending the unborn with the same passion as pro-life advocates. He upholds religious liberty, calling on the world to protect faith from secular attacks. He speaks out for the traditional family, recognizing that strong marriages and moral values are the foundation of the thriving societies. They're not just beliefs of radical liberals. These are the pillars of conservative principles. Yet Pope Francis also reminds us that being conservative isn't just about laws and policies. It's about living our values with compassion, integrity, and faith. True conservatism does not turn its back on the suffering, nor does it make mistakes for nationalism, for righteousness. It understands that protecting the dignity of every human being, born and unborn, rich and poor, native and migrant, is not a political position, but a moral duty. does not make the church weaker. It's stronger, not merely in doctrine, but in action. It does not dilute its mission, but restores the congregation into its biblical roots. And it's showing us that faith, family, and freedom are not just slogans, but a way of life that guided truth, courage, and love. If we truly believe in conservative values, then we must embrace them fully, not just when they are convenient, when they demand something for us. But Francis is not against conservatism. He is calling it to be better. And I think that's a call worth answering.